This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 1537, Think Like an Artist, by Andrew James of establishingtheself.com. And I'm Justin Malik, your personal narrator, reading to you every day, including holidays. And I'll give you a break from any kind of promotional stuff today, so let's get right to it as we optimize your life. Think Like an Artist, by Andrew James of establishingtheself.com. A common theme that proves to be significantly evident among my catalog of writings is the encouragement of taking risks and making decisions for oneself. In doing so, there proves to be a recipe for improving the quality of life and overall happiness of an individual. However, my occasional use of rigid rhetoric when writing about such topics lead many to assume that pursuing an absurdly organized, detail-oriented, and strategically formulaic lifestyle is the only approach for inner fulfillment. Although the statement may not be completely false, attempting to curate what is perceived to be a meaningful life is often the result of a simple methodology, the pursuit of balance. Imagine, cliche as it may be, that your life is represented as an outstretched canvas, an empty page, or an unfinished record. You are the artist. Every choice, whether you perceive said decision as good or bad, although I'd urge you to see them as neither, contributes to your canvas, your poem, or your song. A stroke here, a stanza there, an extra chorus after the bridge. This responsibility can be, and is generally agreed upon being, very daunting. Oftentimes it elicits an overabundance of stress and is one of the many factors that plays into the plight of the modern individual. Although, what if there was a way to minimize, or at least attempt to minimize, the burden of this stress? What if there was harmony between careful preparation and planning and go-with-the-flow bliss? When an artist approaches a creative project, they usually have a finished product, a blueprint in mind. However, as they begin working, the artist's blueprint may evolve, adapt, or completely change into something unexpected. Contrarily, the result may be exactly what was originally intended by the artist. An artist's best work can often derive from the inspiration of spontaneity. It can also flourish in an acutely controlled and curated environment. This is the pursuit of balance. There's beauty in balance, the natural yin and yang of life. The pursuit of balance is just that, a pursuit. The artist knows that achieving perfect balance is unrealistic, seeing as how perfection is never obtainable. Yet the artist knows that in their pursuit of balance, they will learn to act on a decision in an appropriate manner. By thinking like an artist, we're able to not only plan for the future, but instinctively adapt to unforeseen situations that may present themselves. When we have a determined set of values, ideals, and aspirations, we can improvise when needed. Additionally, we can reference this same set of principles when a situation calls for more diligent consideration. Now, your initial reaction may be, "But Andrew, I'm not an artist." To that, I would disagree. Humankind, by and large, has misconstructed the idea of the artist, confining it to the unfortunately simple effigy that so many of us are familiar with. Artist, noun. A person who practices any of the various creative arts, such as a sculptor, novelist, poet, or filmmaker. Oxford Dictionary. This vague definition is a gross misrepresentation of what being an artist truly is. Because of this definition, an unfortunately large portion of the population do not consider themselves to be artists, and in turn, do not consider themselves to be creative. As a society, we have unintentionally created an elite identity, often being told that only individuals who are artists can be or are creative. If you are not an artist, you cannot be or are not creative. Moreover, we have limited the artistic scope, restricting the arts to a small representative group of creative expressions, painting, singing, photography, writing, etc., isolating anyone who does not partake in these preferred traditional mediums. When such a narrative is presented, we unknowingly categorize people into two groups, those who are creative, artists, and those who are not. But maybe, just maybe, we can rewrite this fictitious definition. An artist, simply put, is someone who expresses themselves by creating. Humans are biologically and psychologically engineered to create. Since the dawn of time, humans have been designing and fabricating every conceivable aspect of their lives, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We can see this if we observe the history of mankind. With every generation comes the addition of various ideological and technological contributions. Therefore, when following this mentation, we can conclude that each and every individual on this planet is an artist. Perhaps you have not created in what you assume to be a traditionally artistic sense, such as the examples mentioned previously, but you have created nonetheless. You have created beautifully meaningful relationships with other individuals, and in turn, a community in which you can be accepted and loved. You've created actions and reactions, a carefully devised personality by which you are defined. You've created solutions, remedying challenges and overcoming obstacles. Most importantly, you've created thoughts, ideals, morals, and philosophies in which the foundation of your soul is built on. Consequently, through your creations, you have contributed to the world around you simply by being you. You are both the potter and its clay. With every pressing grip and cautious mold, your life evolves, and in turn, so does yourself. When we begin to understand and accept our habitual artistic nature, we can implement creative ideals and strategies to improve our lives. The balance of organization and careful curation, combined with the artistic flexibility of improvisation, creates an environment in which spontaneous ideas can flourish. While building the personal blueprints for our lives is tremendously important, it is equally important to harness our creativity in an attempt to adapt to our ever-changing and ever-evolving lives. When we do so, we can truly experience life's nuanced beauty. You are an artist. What do you think? You just listened to the post titled Think Like an Artist by Andrew James of establishingtheself.com. And thank you to Andrew. I like this perspective, thinking that we're all artists in our own way. Even something fairly superficial like the room we sleep in has some kind of creative aspect to it. Even if it's a lack of creativity, you are the artist of that room, and more philosophically, you're the artist of your own life and personality. You're influenced for sure, but you're the one in control, and so much of what we do stems from creativity. So I enjoyed this one, hope you did too. But I'll leave it there for today. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow as usual, where your optimal life awaits.